Welcome back, everyone. In this episode of EdYouWell, we are discussing a productivity strategy that we use constantly at work and at home. Today, we are diving into the well to discuss mobile tasks. That's right. These are tasks that we need to get done or enjoyable activities that we do on the go. Let's dive into the well.
Welcome to the EdYouWell podcast, a show created for, by, and with teachers. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chelsea. With over 30 years of combined teaching experience, our goal is to share insights and connect with fellow educators on how to thrive both personally and professionally.
Join us as we dive deep into the well of information, filled with meaningful discussions, practical tips, and ideas that go way beyond the classroom walls. Let's be well
and do well together.
I am pretty excited about this episode today.
Me too. Let's talk about mobile tasks. How about you tell us what mobile tasks are all about?
All right. Well, mobile tasks are tasks that we can take with us. Tasks that when we're doing those transitions from point A to point B to point C, or tasks where we're sitting and waiting in a waiting room for a huge chunk of time, that we can take out and get something checked off of the list. And Chelsea, this is one of the gifts of technology. And as much as we've been talking a lot about boundaries lately and being present, we also, you and I both use this trick of taking something that we need to get done on the go. And we essentially have in our hands a mini computer that can accomplish a whole bunch of really amazing tasks. And just so you know, just this weekend, I had a list of mobile tasks that I wanted to get done before the weekend because my goal was to have the weekend without these mind mosquitoes. I wanted them removed and I wanted them done. So I had a list of things that I wanted to get done. And I finished up that list doing exactly what I just said. When I was waiting in the car or, at an appointment, waiting in a waiting room, those little fine moments, maybe on a walk, doing something voice to text. And I accomplished everything, got it off of my list. And my weekend has not had those interrupting thoughts of, oh, I've got to get this done.
Yes, exactly. Mobile tasks can really help give you the time that you need in your life. So they're helpful for three reasons. They help us to be intentional with our precious time that we have, especially when we're waiting for something. They help us to get stuff done. And therefore, that helps us make time for rest. So like you said, you were no longer bothered by those mind mosquitoes on your weekend. Now you can enjoy that time off because you were productive. What I like to do now is if I know that I'm going to be at a place where I'm going to be waiting, I actually have a list of my mobile tasks that I want to get done, and I can do it all on my phone, which, yeah, I agree is really handy. So for instance, if I'm in a waiting room before any appointment, I always actually use that time to tidy up my camera roll. So I'll go through it and clear some storage on my phone because honestly, that's something that I put off a lot. Like I am not getting to that task. It's one that I kind of dread. But those times in waiting rooms are the times where I say, okay, Chelsea, you are going to delete some pictures on your phone. And then there are the hours spent at, let's say, my kids' sports events. So there's a lot of time where I'm waiting for the action to start. So I like to use that time to complete some mobile tasks. And it depends on how I feel, depends on my energy levels. Sometimes I'll use that time to unwind. So I'll do that with a good read, a good book, or I can ramp up the productivity with some email checking, clearing the phone, working on something that I have to work on. It's just a great use of your time that might otherwise have been spent being unproductive.
Right. And the flip side of this is, of course, we talk a lot about being in the moment. And as we're doing this episode, I'm remembering this video called Look Up. And it's about how everyone is completely on their phone all the time and they're missing everything that's going on around them. And I don't want to be like that. And I work hard in my life to be present and to not have to be on my device. And as teachers, there are chunks of time, there are ebbs and flows in workload, and there are also ebbs and flows in life like Christmas time or, before summer is coming, where everything is ramping up. And I need to find those moments in the day to create space so that I get breaks. So I'm time bundling in another space. And so I want to talk about balance, right? I just want to throw that out there
Yeah.
because I do this and I'm into it, but I'm picturing the distraction of it, and I choose to do it and it works for me, but I have to make sure that I keep it in check too, and that I have moments where I'm okay with being bored, or not having the device, or being in the moment that's presented in a good way. So I have to just throw that out there too, so that our listeners don't think that we're suggesting that every moment needs to be a productive moment and that you need to be moving forward and task oriented every moment, right? Like that takes away some of the joy in life. I do it so that I can have joy in life when I'm super busy.
I absolutely agree with you. It is important to have some kind of balance. And honestly, I don't mind waiting for something because I've always been pretty good at letting my mind wander. So sometimes I just take that time to think. And that's like a form of relaxation for me. I really like just letting my mind wander. Have you ever noticed the generation kind of gap that exists when it comes to productivity and, let's say, waiting rooms? Like I would use, I guess I'm going to use someone who's maybe around like my parents' age. I'll just use my parents. If I'm in a waiting room with my parents, they're patiently waiting, like hands folded. Whereas
Hmm.
I'm on the phone, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get something done right now. I think, because our parents didn't grow up with this type of technology, they're better at being patient and being in a waiting room without feeling like they have to be productive.
Yeah, it's like they are used to delayed gratification, or there being, dare I say, boundaries as to I'm at the doctor's office right now. My focus is waiting to see a doctor and I'm preparing for that. Whereas we're
Yeah.
like, I've got 30 minutes now and I have just been sitting here. I can take that 30 minutes and time bundle these two emails that I need to get finished. Or I can do that when I'm at home enjoying my precious sweet time that helps me to recover from my next step, right? Or for my next work week is what I meant by next step. And so, yeah, I mean, I will take the criticism on this one, in that I fight against the idea that we have to constantly be productive. And I have a very close friend who pointed out the idea that we now live in a society where every minute needs to be used. We've talked about this in the podcast a lot, Chelsea, how like we're in this, accomplish, accomplish, accomplish. I will say that if it's something I absolutely have to do no matter what, I'd rather time bundle it so that my home time is my home time, or my, gym time is my gym time, whatever it may be. So it's useful, but yeah, create boundaries. You're right about the generation though. Total difference. Total difference.
Yep.
When we talk about mobile tasks, we're talking about having our cell phones with us and we're on the road. I'm going to flip it a little bit and talk about mobile tasks as in like um, the vehicle that makes us mobile from place to place. So mobile tasks for me has become an opportunity to be a little bit greener. So let's say I have a whole bunch of things in my house that need to change spaces, right? Um, I have to return the resources to a friend who I borrowed something from. I need to buy gift cards from somewhere. I need to drop off the mitts that I borrowed from my mother. I will make sure that I put things into my vehicle and have them in a bin, so that when I am mobile, moving from place to place, and I am near the space that I am going to be going to, I'm able to drop those items off so I don't have to make a special trip. So this is something that I'm going to add on to the mobile task thing, is always being mindful of those things that are bothering you, that you need to get done, that are around the city, and have them prepared and ready to go, so that when you end up in that area, you're getting it done, not going on a special trip.
Right. So that goes along with organizing those mobile tasks. This is really helpful for productivity. So you're thinking about what you need to do on the go, and you're making a list of that, and then you're preparing the items that you need to get in order so that you can check those tasks off the list. and you're not flitting around like we talk about so often. So I find that the mobile tasks help so much with eliminating the flitting around. Honestly, I find that it can make certain experiences more enjoyable when you're prepared with your mobile tasks. Like, I often go on road trips that are around 6 hours long. In the past, I would find that to be kind of dreadful. And now I actually sort of look forward to it when I'm really organized with what mobile tasks I can get done in that amount of time. So I have totally reframed that. Like, there are times in my life when I say to myself, if only I had a few hours to get this done. If only I had like a 4 hour block to get this done. And then it dawned on me that when I go on these road trips, I've got a full 5, 6 hours to get something that I want to get done, or to, make a dent in something. So that's really helped me in getting motivated to use that time productively.
For me, it's the airports, Chelsea. Like, you're driving. You've been on those road trips a million times. She's not missing the views. She's got the views memorized. And for me, it's that chunk of time when you're in the airport and, you've kind of socialized a little bit, you've had something to eat, and then the flight's delayed and you've got yet another 3 hours that you're going to have to wait. I like to go into my calendar, review what the week is going to look like, and see what I can take off my plate in that moment, because there's nowhere else that I can go. Same with your road trip. There's nowhere else that you can go in that moment. Get some work done. If you're going on a road trip or you're, at an airport, you've added something to your plate, right? So it's important to remove something off of your plate. Again, I said to open up time in another space. All right, Chelsea, let's do a little back and forth of quick little things that we can do on our phone that free up time and space for things that we want to be doing more. I'll start. Ready? This is one of my
Yep.
favorites. One of my favorites is to look at the month, the week, the month, and the next few months to see what is coming up and to see what might trigger a memory as to what I should be doing to prepare for that. And if I have a few minutes, maybe start making a list based on that. I do that on a daily basis when I'm in those moments waiting for somebody, or, at an airport, whatever it may be. Your turn.
That's a great idea. I'm going with the obvious. I often check and respond to my email when I'm waiting for something. It's quick, it's easy, and it's done.
And I go in and delete a whole bunch of emails that I've just had sitting in my inbox. And I make sure that I clear that out so that I can feel a little bit more refreshed.
I will often either make a grocery list or use the grocery list that I've already made to order my groceries. Because, yes, I use the luxury of picking up my groceries at the store.
Ooh, what a beautiful
Pre-ordered.
gift. Yes, I compare
Mm-hmm.
prices, which this is a very Alex example to give now. I go into my apps and I compare all of the prices and pick what store is going to price match for me and plan around that. So that is another quick little 10-minute thing that I enjoy doing. And I'm going to add one more. I love to go online and see what is happening around the world. You know that I love the news, and I check out different news outlets and different perspectives and make sure that I know and understand what has happened throughout the day so that I have talking points if I need them, if I end up in a conversation.
Good thinking. That's related to checking social media. It's also a great time to check your social media and catch up on that. But honestly, my favorite thing to do is to clear my digital clutter, because that can become overwhelming and build up on you and you don't even notice it. So I try to make a point of getting in there regularly to delete, 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 like you said.
Yeah, I think that is a relatively mindless thing to do. And it's easy and it benefits you moving forward. And you don't want to be, writing consequential emails while you're sitting in the doctor's office. Or maybe you do. I
Right.
don't know. Yeah. All right. So the takeaway of this is really simple. Start noting the types of tasks that you do on your computer or on your phone that you could do while you're out in a mobile kind of situation. Make a list of those tasks and start trying to Pick one or two things that you can do if it's appropriate for you. If you actually want to do it, this is just an option. Our big idea in the long run is that it saves you time.
Yeah, and I am going to say it. Productivity feels good.
Especially when it's done efficiently so that you can then enjoy your time off, which you have earned. Thanks for listening to the EdYouWell podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend, subscribe, and leave a positive review. It helps others to find us.
Follow us on Instagram and Pinterest to help spread the word. For more inspiration, tips, and book recommendations, just head to the show notes and join the EdYouWell newsletter today. Until next time, be well
and do well.